you actually want them? Or do you just want to be chosen? Welcome to the Self Concept Bestie podcast. I'm your host, Laura. You are not going to believe what has just happened. I have sat and recorded this podcast, and when I went to edit it, there was no audio. Oh my God, so here we are again. You know what? It's obviously just meant to be. It was obviously, this episode is just going to be, obviously needed a second recording. So we're not stressing, we're just showing up again. Real, raw, authentic. Let's get into it. I'm going to say something a little bit uncomfortable. And you might not like me for it at first, but be honest. Do you actually want him? Or do you want to feel chosen by him? You don't want him. You want the validation. Let's all be honest. In this dating scene in 2026, what we're going to say about it? It's like the Wild West out there. But actually, I've realised it doesn't need to be. That how everybody's gets categorised nowadays. They're avoidant, you're emotionally unavailable, we're all boxes. Everybody gets put into a box now, isn't it? Whether it be mental health, whether it be health conditions, we're all getting chucked into boxes. My realisation, and on this one dating journey to healing journey, that to start with, when I look back to when I was dating before I'd kind of done any of this work, when you're feeling like slightly off and like unregulated and that stomach feeling, that's like, oh my God, like this is exciting. And then we notice ourselves, we're overthinking, we're overanalyzing. Oh my God, he gave me like 2 kisses instead of 1. Like, oh my God, he only gave me 2 kisses and he normally gives me 5. Like, it's actually ridiculous when you think about the stories and the overthinking that your brain makes up. Like, have you ever sat there and you've created a full, like, 5-chapter page book in your head with stories, plot lines, the lot? And do you ever catch yourself saying, wait, what? Eh? Because you're in this, you're not sure what's going on. It's hot, it's cold, it's inconsistent. It's giving you that feeling of, oh, is this going to happen? Is it not? But when you can actually sit and start listening to your body and be like, does this actually feel good? Like, go and ask yourself that. Do you actually like feeling like that? Because see if you have to analyse to understand them. It's not chemistry. It's confusion. Now, I would love for you to get a piece of pen and paper. Obviously, if you're driving, or just pause this, go and get a piece of pen and paper, or come back to this, but just really listen. Because what I want you to do is I want you to take him out of the picture for a second. So if you got everything that you say that you want from him, the attention, the consistency, the effort, what would that actually give you? Go ahead, write it down, tell me, speak it out. Then I want you to ask yourself, what would that validate about you? What's that going to give you? What is he validating within you? That you need this person so much. Then ask yourself, what would it make you feel? Again, write down whatever comes up. The first things that are coming into your head, write them down. Is it going to make you feel chosen? Is it going to make you feel enough? Secure? Worthy? If he chooses you, really chooses you, what would that prove about you? Answer that, honestly. Because the feeling that you're chasing from him, it's your responsibility, not his. I'm going to be really honest here. I think I've already said honest about 3 times, and let's face it, this is what this podcast is. It is raw, it's honest, it's real. Because some of you don't actually want the relationship. Because if he showed up exactly how you say you want, consistent, available, clear, you'd probably feel uncomfortable or even lose interest. You're not addicted to him. You're addicted to what he represents. You're addicted to what he is validating within you. Because we don't chase people. We chase a feeling. We chase the feeling that they give us. We chase the person that they make us feel when we're with them. So really ask, like, what is that feeling? What is it that where is it that I'm going? Like, what is it that I'm needing from this? Who do I become? Because you start to give yourself that feeling. When we can really start to look at what is it? We can break down the barriers. We can really start looking at what's actually happening here. Because that intensity, that butterflies, like excited, like we could all be excited, it's great to be excited, but that stomach churning, that not in your stomach or in your throat, and you're like, oh my God, it's chemistry, like this is like, but actually that's like your body in fight or flight. Your nervous system's dysregulated. So then when somebody shows up calm, it feels really unfamiliar. Have you ever been saying, he's too nice? He's too nice. Like, he just shows up and like he texts all the time and he shows up for me. He's just like too nice. Like, oh, I want a bad boy. What happens with the bad boys? What's that cycle with that? They show up, they're hot and cold. You're chasing them and you're crying, begging somebody to want you. When actually all it is your nervous system is just used to feeling like that. So they familiar patterns will keep showing up. Familiar patterns of people being inconsistent and hot and cold, because that's what you'll attract, because that's what you feel safe receiving, because it's what we've been programmed. It's what our brains do. They're there to keep us safe, but they don't know what's right and wrong. So if we've been accustomed to hot and cold behaviour, inconsistency, proving our worth, begging to be chosen, guess what will keep showing up? That same pattern. And then the healthy ones will come along, but I'll just be the nice guy. It's boring. It's not exciting. I'm not feeling excited, because that calm's so unfamiliar to us. And I'm not here to say that that's wrong. It's just how our brains have been programmed. But now we can change it. Now we can show up. Now we can decide different. Now we can actually start looking at ourselves and doing the work. Because that love that you want, that to feel chosen, to have this amazing fairy tale, that is possible. But we can't keep on blaming everybody else. We need to start looking within. Because when your nervous system's activated, it's not your soulmate arriving. Peace isn't boring. It's just unfamiliar, a dysregulated pattern. So I want you to ask yourself, instead of asking, instead of asking, how do I get him to choose me? Because I'm about to tell you right now, you shouldn't be begging anybody to choose you. Let's just get this straight. If we are begging somebody to choose us, he's not the one, hon. No way. If you are begging somebody, you look within and say, okay, what is this telling me about myself, and work on that. Because we don't lower ourselves to beg anybody. We're not going to sit here and chase inconsistency and call it chemistry. Let's call it what it is. It's confusion. And when you meet then these emotionally unavailable people or inconsistent, when you actually start to validate yourself, that becomes unattractive to you. So instead of asking, how do I get him to choose me? I want you to ask yourself, why do you need him to choose you to feel enough? Write it down. Why do I need him to choose me in order to feel enough? Because that's where the real work is. That's where your power lies. Take him away. Take him out of the equation. Why do I need him to choose me in order to feel enough? Write it down. Let it come out. And really, really see what's going on. And if you're writing down, because that'll mean that I'm good enough, just ask yourself, here's another part for you to write down, and ask yourself, when was the first memory that I can remember of not feeling good enough? When you can start to really look at that work, you can start to go inward and see what it is, that feeling that you're chasing. And you can start to heal that inner self and validate yourself. You bring your power back to you. Start dating you. When you look at what you've written down today, if you have answered them honestly, what is it that you're needing or wanting from that person? Start giving it to you. Start being disciplined with your time. Start putting you first. You want somebody to give you flowers, go and buy yourself the flowers. Do you want to have a chill night, listen to music with a cocktail? Get the music on. Get the cocktail. Get a solo dance in that kitchen. You want to go out for a meal? Go on the solo date. Go out for the meal. Life isn't waiting for us. And in that moment, you get to decide, am I going to sit around and wait for somebody who might or might not show up for me, or am I going to show up for me? You're your own best friend at the end of the day. How you treat you is how other people will start to treat you. So do you respect your time? Respect yourself? Do you choose you? Do you speak love into yourself? Do you speak kindly to yourself? Do you date you? So write down everything you want in a guy and become that. Become that woman who already has it, because she already gives it to herself. She validates herself. She shows up for herself. And I am about to tell you, just wait. Just wait and see what changes. One, that inconsistent guy that you were begging to choose before, now all of a sudden becomes the ick. He's not who you want anymore. Actually, the nice guy starts seeming quite attractive. Because you're consistent with yourself. You're safe with yourself. You teach your nervous system that it is actually safe. So recently I had a situation recently where my brain was spiraling and overthinking. And I remember I was in this person's company and my body just felt, so off. Like, I can't even describe to you, like that stomach churning, that for me was a red flag right away. And because I'm used to, in this work, I've really worked hard to regulate my nervous system and to create a new safety within my brain. Feeling safe and the mundane, boring stuff and making that amazing. The small moments and really settling in. No drama, no chaos, just a really simple lifestyle, just living life, enjoying all of these small, tiny moments, which, by the way, I've noticed turn out to be the big moments. So when my nervous system went off, I was like, my brain was like, Laura, abort, because I started spiraling because my nervous system was off. So I was like, this does not feel good. I was like, I've undone all my work. Why am I feeling like this? I'm overthinking, I'm second guessing because my body was going into fight or flight because it didn't feel safe in that dynamic anymore. So I was able to just sit and I was like, right, this is me, this is not him, this is me, this is like my brain is just creating this story and really listen to where it was happening in my body, where did I feel it in my body, and what actually was that triggering in me? What part of me was that bringing to the surface? And actually, do you know what I'll tell you is that it came back from managing people's emotions. I went back to when I was 13 and I learned that if people are upset or angry, if I can watch their body language, their behaviour, I can manage their emotions so it doesn't happen. So that's what I do. That's what I did, I'd manage people's emotions all the time. So I would change the way that I behaved. I would change the way, because I didn't want to upset anybody else. But let's face it, later on in life, what does that do? We then dim ourselves. We don't speak up because we're more worried about how that's going to make somebody feel than actually how it's making you feel. Whereas now, my nervous system is so settled and I'm really comfortable and safe with my voice that when it's dysregulated, for me, the red flags are out, baby. All right? Red flags are out. So I want you to date yourself. If there's one thing that you can take away from this podcast is go ahead and date you. Feel where you feel it in your body. And it might feel nerve-wracking. It might feel really out your comfort zone dating yourself. But it's very liberating. I've been on a couple of solo dates. And it's one of the best experiences ever. One day, I was sitting, I was like, my friends are busy. I never had the kids that weekend. I was like, I fancy Edinburgh and I fancy some Thai food. So I got myself all ready, looking glam, went and jammed on the train and went to my favourite Thai restaurant in Edinburgh, Tang Thai. Got some good food. And then I went down into the grass market and sat in the Buddy Milligan's beer garden. It was beautiful and sunny. And I was standing in the queue because there was a queue to get into the beer garden, and I seen this big group of men. They were all Hearts supporters. Well, my granddad was the biggest Hearts supporter. I think he had a season ticket for about 70 years. So I'd said to them, listen, you's leaving for the game soon. If you are, can I just come in and sit with you? And it would mean I've got the table and you go. So I came, had a great bit of banter with them. They bought me a drink and then off they went. And while I was sitting, I've got this beer garden is so full, like so full. People are queuing to get in it. And I turned around, I was sitting right near the queue. And there was these three people, you could tell it was just the three of them. And I just turned around, I says, listen, I've got a table that's four seats. You're more than welcome to come and sit here. Don't worry about, you didn't have to chat to me or that, but you're more than welcome to come in. So anyway, they came in. Obviously, we got chatting. That's me we're talking about here. I speak to everybody. But anyway, got chatting. I was getting invited to Belfast for them. It was a mum, our daughter, and our daughter's husband. I was getting invited to Belfast for the mum's 60th. She actually had the same birthday as me. And I spent the whole night with them. What And you know what I realised? I was just sitting reflecting and I was like, I would never have met the people, I would never have had the experiences if I'd went out with somebody else. And on several of my solo dates, what I've noticed is people gravitate towards you when you're on your own. I put my phone down, head up, people watching, people approach you, people say hiya. You get a bit banter and, it's one of my favourite things to do actually. And then what I'm doing is I'm not outsourcing that need to anybody else because I'm validating that myself. I don't need a man to take me on a date. I don't need a man to do nice things for me. I don't need that. I'm whole on my own. So then when you actually start dating, it's from wholeness. So one, you see the red flags right away. You're not, 3 months in, fell in love and all these flags are then flying. You see them clearly. Because you're not dating from loneliness. You're not dating from want or need. You're like, I know my standard. I give it to myself. I date me. If you can't match that, if you can't give me that level, like, I'll see you later. So dating becomes a lot easier. It filters out the riffraff a lot quicker. And then you can meet somebody that you actually have a connection with. And you're not then just jumping into something and settling, because we don't settle. Write down your list, write down what you want. And until it shows up, keep dating you. Because the right person isn't going to come in, they're not going to make you nervous, they're not going to make you second guess, they are not going to make you question. Do you know what? It's going to be calm, it's going to be safe, and you're going to know exactly where you stand at all times. But it's about building that safety within your nervous system first. Because there's one thing that I've realised, and you can take anything away from it, is I don't want to feel obsessed anymore. I want to feel safe, I want to feel chosen and calm, because that's where the real connection actually grows. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, today has already been an amazing day.